The public is again being urged to take the COVID-19 measures more seriously. This as the country undergoes what is already being described as a third wave of the coronavirus. The warning comes from Prime Minister Andrew Holness, even as the government mulls over the revision of the current COVID control measures. Anthony Lugg reports.
Since we have recrafted the protocols, we have seen an uptick in the numbers.
A disappointing declaration by Prime Minister Andrew Holness of the country's current COVID crisis following the relaxation of the measures on July 1. The government opened up beaches, rivers, and the controversial entertainment industry, which is seemingly getting a beating for the recent increase in COVID-19 cases. However, Mr. Holness believes the spike is as a result of the disregard for the protocols put in place.
Where we have a problem is when persons do not observe the protocols, who hold the view that, sure, even if me get sick, me no need to go to hospital because me young and fit. So a lot of people have that view where, sure, I am vaccinated, so I don't need to follow any protocols. Not true. Sure, I can't bother wear the mask because it suffocate me. And the mask is hanging down one ear or under the chin.
Speaking at the opening of a business process outsourcing center in Portmore, St. Catherine on Friday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness also pointed to large corporations whose lack of adherence, he says, may further strain public health resources and hinder Jamaica's recovery efforts.
As of June 30th, 2021, the industry employed an estimated 44,000 persons, compared with 38,400 in June last year. So we have grown. This is an increase of approximately 15% year over year, while the economy as a whole suffered its worst decline, both in terms of job loss and growth in decades. This industry is doing very well.
He's also concerned that the floating of the protocols will affect business and consumer confidence, which has improved for the quarter ending June 2021. With the threat of a new and more infectious variant of the coronavirus, Delta, Mr. Holness is urging the public to take the protocols more seriously. Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, the local government minister Desmond McKenzie is rejecting suggestions that the government is blaming the reopening of the entertainment sector on the spike of COVID-19 cases. Here once again is Anthony Lugg.
For 4 days in a row, new COVID-19 cases have been in the triple digits. Every day too, hospitalizations have been climbing. But speaking with journalists in Manchester on Friday, local government minister Desmond McKenzie said there's no evidence to support these claims.
And I just want to give the assurance to the sector that we consider it important. In my own constituency, it is an industry that provides livelihood. So we are not going to be singling out the entertainment sector for any blame. What we need now is a collective response from all Jamaicans.
Still, some promoters say they're in wait-and-see mode as Prime Minister Andrew Holness is expected to announce adjustments to the current protocols.
The country cannot live under lockdown forever. But we will rely on the Jamaican people to ensure that they play their part in following the protocol. We cannot become complacent and we cannot pass the blame on any sector.
The government has been facing the heat, with public health experts and others suggesting that the measures should have been relaxed gradually. Here's how Mr. McKenzie responded.
Government will not get into an argument with that. As a government, we have to look at the facts and take decisions as it becomes necessary. And I am sure that whatever comes out of the meeting of the sub-cabinet over the weekend, it will be for the betterment of the country.
Anthony Lugg, TVJ News.
Meanwhile, the Jamaica Teachers Association, JTA, is in support of the government tightening some of the current COVID control measures. JTA President Jasford Gabriel says there is now a serious concern that schools may not be able to have face-to-face classes come September. He says he's not surprised by the position the government finds itself in.
I think we have to treat with the worst case scenario first. Worst case scenario is if we are not just able to start up for face-to-face in September. I think we have had sufficient time to ensure that at least some basic things are taken care of so that the majority of our students are not left out of the loop again. And so what we would definitely need to hear from our Honourable Minister is how far we have reached now in terms of internet connectivity, the devices for each child, the laptop for teachers, because September is just around the corner.
He says he's not surprised by the position the government has found itself in.
We understand it's a very delicate balance, and so, but we thought that the measures, especially those as it relates to the entertainment sector, those would have gone too far, given the experience that we have had with the COVID-19 and with the pending new strains that were on the horizon. And so we were hoping for the best, but not surprised at all based on the trend we are seeing right now. It's never too late to do what I think is the right and sensible thing in the best interest of health and wellness, and specifically now as it relates to our education system, we have to be so careful.
Education Minister Favour Williams told the House of Representatives on Wednesday that her ministry is prepared for any eventuality. She says consultations are taking place across all the educational regions. Meanwhile, another Caribbean country has confirmed the presence of the Delta variant of the COVID-19. The Cayman Islands confirmed 2 cases on Thursday. Chief Medical Officer Dr. John Lee says the cases came in from Miami in Florida. One of the patients is asymptomatic and the other has mild symptoms. The cases were confirmed through genomic sequencing. Dr. Lee believes there have been other cases of the Delta variant of COVID-19 in the Cayman Islands that went unnoticed. Antigua and Barbuda also confirmed the presence of the highly contagious Delta variant earlier this week. The variant strain was found in one of a group of 7 samples sent to the Caribbean Public Health Agency.